You are also a co-owner of 10 to One Rum.
Yay.
What attracted you to this brand and this opportunity?
Well, it's so funny. I've always been a rum lover. So I was 21 years old. I got the great chance to have my first drink. That was when I had my first sip of anything. And I remember putting on this big old party tour. I was trying to do it like, at that time, I remember them, firstly, things would be said with an English accent oftentimes when it was like this cool thing or whatever. So like I was, you would watch MTV Cribs and they'd be like, such and such has this lavish pad with over 3 Lamborghinis and this lovely wicked pad is 36,000 square feet. Like everything was so I remember that time, Paris Hilton, she had this crazy party tour. And they were like, Paris has these parties, one in Miami, one in London, one here. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my birthday party Paris Hilton style because you're turning 21. So it's a big moment, right? And I had a promoter put together a party run for me. By the time we got to the third party, it was a wrap. There was no more like party tour because the weather got funky. And ironically, it was in the Caribbean. And so what I did get to do on my party run is I got to have my first drink. And the first drink I had was rum. But ever since I had my first, taste or my first drink, I loved rum. And so it was kind of love at first sight or rum at first sight for me. And so fast forward to during the thick of the pandemic, I was breastfeeding my son when I had breastfed him 10 months long enough. And it was time to celebrate. So I got to try 10 to 1 and I had it in a form of a mojito. And I had a mutual business partner named Larry Estrada, who is also good friends with Mark Farrell and working in his world or, becoming a part of his world at 10 to 1. And so I got to meet him. And after I had 10 to 1, I'm like, this is special. Like it was very serendipitous, like the timing of everything. And we ended up joining forces. So I joined him as a co-founder. I invested as well. Just because the product, it always starts with product first. The product was outstanding. And so, we're now rolling. We've been going and we're proudly the fastest growing and most awarded rum.
Fastest growing, most awarded rum. Those are two good superlatives, but what do you hope your involvement continues to do for this brand?
Well, I think it's important. One, I think passion is everything. I hope that people will go on the journey with us. Like our vision at 10 to 1 is get people to reimagine rum. So normally you would see rum, when people think of it, it's in strawberry daiquiri and pina coladas. It's in this traditional way. And that's great. You can do that. But also we want people to elevate their vision when it comes to rum and know that you can have fun. Like I had in a mojito. It was you can have what I call a rum-arita. If you like margaritas, try our white rum. It is like you'll never go back. Like it's so good. But there's so much fun and creativity that you can have with the rum. And I hope to be able to share that great message of how beautiful rum is and to share the goodness of rum. There's no additives in our rum as well, which is great. So you don't also have to see it in this super sugary way. Like we want people to kind of shift their perspective a little bit or evolve their perspective. And so I hope that I can share my great story and experience with 10 to 1, inspire others to join us on the journey. And I hope to just be able to keep sharing the great message of who we are because it really is special.
So you mentioned that you are an investor in 10 to 1 Rum. Yeah. How does taking your own money affect the way you operate with the company? It's not just slapping your face on a label. It's literally investing your own funds into this company.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's significant, right? When you decide to take a sizable amount of funds out of your pocket and put it into something, it's kind of like putting your money where your mouth is mentality for me. I really believe in 10 to 1 and or believed in it from day one. And I do think there's something about, as people say, a little skin in the game. I do. I maybe I can say I don't want to say, I feel more connected because sometimes there's opportunities where it's an equity play and you feel just as it's kind of the same thing, but you feel connected to, what you're pushing and what you're reaching for. But I do feel a deep connection to 10 to 1, knowing that, one, I got to become a part of it in the early stages. But yeah, I did, I did go into my pocket, and I think that's a strong way of showing how I believe. And so, yeah, I do want to see my dollars flip. Okay. I want to see them go up. So there's no doubt about the passion that I have every day when I'm out here pushing and, just trying to do everything possible for 10 to 1 to continue to grow and become what we believe it can be.